We're getting into the finals. We're getting into our best of 5. In the finals of Tenacious Turtle Tussle number 27. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of El Dorado, we have the Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Mexican Zerg player, the blue Zerg. It is Cham. And you know what time it is. If you're in the chat, it is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. As a reminder, this is not a best of 3, it's a best of 5. And the predictions are for the entire series, not just the game. So best of luck. Whew. As we are settling in, Cham going for the hatch first. Likewise, Gerald going for the gate expand into Cybercore. Standard openers so far, and I think it's important to point that out when considering Cham. Again, Cham, he is not a standard player, especially in ZvP. We see a lot of all-ins, a lot of roach-based all-ins, some drop lord play as well. Cham is hyper-aggressive and can be difficult to read here in the ZvP matchup. He does not, he rarely plays standard. He rarely plays standard, rarely plays macro as well. So we'll see if Gerald can keep up. We'll see if and how he can keep up. As Overlords are fanning out, expansions being taken, and so far nothing really too much to delve into outside of the map. Welcome one and all to El Dorado. Again, in this best of 5 there are less vetoes, of course, so we're able to experience more maps. El Dorado being one of the more unusual maps in the map pool. You can of course expand towards your opponent. You can take the gold bases. There are these bases here towards the center, and also the base in the dead center of the map as well, so plenty of gold to be taken. Does reduce the time it takes to get across the map as well. Does reduce the rush distance. That can be a factor coming into this. We'll see. But now Cham embrace. Oh my god, opening up with 8 Lings. Already an aggressive start. Ling speed is on the way. Cham, he pulls out of gas. And he is moving out with those 8 Lings. Likewise, does pull the boys. Yeah, okay, now we see why he pulls the boys. And again, I feel a little bit validated talking earlier about how Cham is unorthodox in this matchup and he does not play standard. This is what I mean. He rarely plays macro, and here we're just going all in. We pull the boys. The Lings are flooding across the map, and the goal here is to bust into that natural, get on top of the pylon, and end the game. Remember, there's no warp gate. 1 gateway is all there is. 1 stalker is all there is. And Cham, he's going for the dive. He's going for the dive. He's going to be rallying, drilling past that stalker. Boys being pulled away. He goes for the pylon, and the pylon is going to fall. That'll depower the production. And now there's 1 stalker and 1 stargate. Pylon goes down. Cham busting into the main. Oracle's on the way. Shield Biters get thrown down in a panic. And he has to pull the boys as well. Yeah, worker on worker violence. Let's go. Probes are being pulled. Decent drilling from both sides. Oh my god. Yeah, the drilling does continue. Drones are going down, Lings are getting cleaned up, and Gerald, he defends, he shuts us down, the shield battery is done, and Gerald, he holds. Whew. Oh my god, again, quick reaction, quick shield battery. Lings are still rallying in, but now there's an Oracle, and Gerald, he should be able to clean this up. I mean, he has to be careful, still just the 1 stalker. Speaking of, Lings, they do rush past. They try to rush past. Into the mineral line, but the shield battery putting in a lot of work. There's the energy overcharge as well, and these Lings, they do nothing. Yeah, Gerald, he should be fine. Yeah, I say, oh, actually, the natural base is going to go down. Cham is just keeping the army distracted. The natural's under fire, will fall. Pylon soon thereafter. Lings, they rush past. Oracle's running out of energy. We're going for the stalker. That's a lot of Lings. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Remember, warp gate's not done. The surround! Stalker gets surrounded. Lings, they flood into the mineral line. The Oracle's still popping up. Jesus, how much energy does it have? The Oracle's still a factor. Lings going for the gateway. They should be going for the pylon. So a bit of an A move there by Cham. The adept does pop out. Again, that shouldn't have happened, as the pylon did survive. There's 2 adepts. 2 adepts. Cybercore's being rebuilt. Natural's under fire. Warp gate should still be denied. Yeah, as the Oracle's out of energy. Yeah, the wall will fall, and Cham, he's droning. He's droning up. He's crazy. Yeah, there's the other overcharge. Cybercore goes down. And now we need to take a moment here to take stock. Now, on the one hand, Cham is droning, but he has 12 drones. Like, he does not have an economy. Like that, like the economy here is non-existent. Not just that, no queens. No queens, spores on the way. All it takes is for these oracles to move out across the map to wreak havoc. Lings get us around, they take down both adepts, not bad. They snipe both adepts. Oh, the oracles, I mean, again, their energy is finite here. Energy is running out. And Cham, he wants to at least deny the base once again. He's still recovering back at home. He's still droning. Again, his droning is just so delayed. Gerald should be able to recover, but there's always a chance. Always. As now we're getting up to 3. Yeah, getting up to 3 oracles at this point. Gerald should be fine. He will not lose the expansion, has plenty of energy. And Cham is just droning up as much as he can. he's just hammering down that D key. Give me all the drones. Queens are building up. And we are kind of stabilizing, but I do give the edge to Gerald, just because he's been mining more for longer, and because he has triple oracle. And what does this mean? With triple oracle, even though there are queens, even though there are spores, he can still get damage done. And speaking of, dips in, gets 1 drone. Pulls away. Like, he can still harass. Ling's trying to force activation of the pulsar beam. There we go. It's activated. Twilight Council behind this. Extra gateways. Lings, they do find the... Oh my god, almost. Whew. They almost find their way in. And again, they're just forcing resources to be spent here. The pylons with the wall. Shield battery as well. Lair is on the way. And Cham, he is still not recovered, by the way. Like, Cham, he has drone up somewhat, but he needs more time. He needs more time back. Ay, ay, ay. Link's rotating back. Oh. Overlord is going to be focused down. Nice catch. Takes down the Overlord. Gets one, goes for the other. Not bad. Supply blocking Cham. And Gerald, he's moving out. And Cham, he's in trouble. He's supply blocked. Still droning, by the way. Barely has an army. This is the army. A handful of Lings. Yeah, 9 Lings to defend. Another Overlord falling. Losses that Cham cannot afford. And again, he was so close to breaking Gerald. So close. Honestly, like, I'm still thinking, like, what if he had focused on the pylons of the gateway and stopped the extra depth from popping out? Maybe. Like, every little bit counts. And Gerald's fine. Yeah. he shuts down the base, hunts down a queen. Queen goes down, third is safe and sound as well. Again, it's been a good effort here by Cham to try to get into an economic game state here. As going into 2-base Hydra, but GG gets called. The writing is on the wall, and Gerald, he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. After a very intense game 1, by the way. GG, well played. Shout out to Gerald, by the way, when it comes to his response and when it comes to his reaction. As a reminder, Gerald, he was so quick to abandon the low ground and to throw down that shield battery in the main. Throw down the shield battery, throw down another pylon, and to wall up and create Sim City and to secure himself in that main base. Really quick reaction. Clearly, Gerald, he has faced that before. He's been in that situation many a time in the past and does handle himself well. GG. Let's go. Whew, let us go. As it looks like our players need some time, which is understandable. Our players, they do need a moment here to catch their breath. After a very intense game 1, I don't blame them at all. Don't blame them. But Gerald, he does survive the initial aggression, and What I will say here is that I don't expect Cham to do that again. When it comes to Cham's builds, like, he has a plethora of builds up his sleeve. I'm sure we're going to be seeing some more all-ins and some more aggression. That is true, but we don't have to see, you know, a Ling Flood with a drone pool. We could see, again, like Roche-based all-ins, Bane Bus as well, going for German taxis, going for Ling Queen Nidus-based all-ins. Like, there's a lot of play available here to Cham, and it's going to be up to Gerald to survive it all. And he's taking his first step, his first big step here in this series. He has to do it 2 more times. 2 more times, Pappy. Let's go. In general, I would just promote really safe play from Gerald in general here. Just really safe play. And we'll see if we get it. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Streamer Zone, leading the series 1-0. It is Gerald. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Mexican Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, down in this series. We'll see if he can bounce back. It is Cham. El Chamaco himself. Let's go. Let us go. As Gerald, he does move out, will delay the expansion. Will force the 3rd base. The unnatural natural out of Cham. And again, is going to be Hatch first. As a reminder, last game, it was also Hatch Gas Pool. It was a standard opener, followed by the Ling Flood. And I would say that aggression is also going to be favored here in Whispers of Gold. Again, welcome one and all to one of the smallest maps in the map pool. A very short rush distance by ground. Aggression is the name of the game on Whispers of Gold. As opposed to other maps, as opposed to even El Dorado, there's no ramp, right? In El Dorado, there's a ramp coming into the natural. Here, there is no ramp, so the natural's less defendable. Likewise, no ramp at the 3rd, or even here. I mean, there's a wide ramp at the 4th base, but again, is wider, multiple angles of attack. In general, the 3rd and 4th bases are much more vulnerable than on other maps on Whispers of Gold. So this is kind of like the rush map. And as a result, we see a lot of 2 and 3 base all-ins on this map. So for the most part, my eyes are going to be on Cham. From the side of Gerald, we expect standard openers and just really safe play. You know, Stargate into Oracle, maybe even Stargate Void Ray opener. I mean, Void Ray openers are very hit and miss just because they allow you to be secure somewhat on your side of the map, but they also limit scouting. And I feel like scouting needs to be paramount here for Gerald. So we need those oracles, we need to get across the map and figure out what Cham is up to. Need to know when he drones, where he drones, if he drones, who he drones, everything. Show us what you got. Why he drones? Yeah, true. Why he drones? And now, 3rd base on the way. Getting his 3rd, pulling out of gas, just Ling speed. So far, so good. When will he wear wigs? Oh, exactly. When will the clown makeup come out? He needs to know. He needs to know. But now, Stargate. Stargate out of Gerald. Going for the Oracle, I would imagine. There is the Oracle's on the way. Gerald setting up. Shading into the main. So far, Cham is keeping up. And for the time being, it's going to be Cham on the back foot. It's going to be Cham trying to keep up with the aggression of the Adepts and the Oracles. We'll see if Cham can minimize losses. As Gerald gets his 3rd. 3rd base on the way. Cham is moving out to try and delay the 3rd. I believe the Oracle did get eyes on this. Does respond. Oracle races back home. 3rd base under 5, but the Oracle should deal with this. And will force Cham back. At the same time, it FSA into the natural. Oh, they get 1, 2, 3 drones already. 4 drone kills. Oh my god, this is already getting out of hand. 5 drones going down, 6 drone kills. And that is just far too much here. Gerald does take a lead. He saves his own third base, gets 6 workers across the map. Lings ate the third once again, but the Oracle is still in position, and the Oracle will defend. Gerald's in a much more dominant position here. Forced to reinforce, forced to warp in. Oh, once again, does bait out the pulsar beam, but plenty of energy. Plenty to work with. The Lings, they do nothing, or at least, I mean, they keep Gerald pinned. 5-minute lair here at the Cham. Lair first, no spore. Oh, drones are falling left and right. And then, I mean, does take down the Oracle at least. Okay, not bad. A better trade for Cham. Gerald slipping up. Does slip up, was otherwise distracted. 1 Oracle for 3 drones, that was not worth it. And a better trade for the Zerg. Okay, we're back in this. I was about to start smudging, Papi. I mean, if the Oracle had gotten away, that would have been brutal. But last did not. So we're having a bit of a back and forth. Gerald reinforcing on the right-hand side. Cham, he has some Lings to keep up. Catching out one of the Adepts. At least trying to. Yeah, Lings are gonna get cornered. Sorry, Adept's gonna get cornered. 1 Adept goes down. Behind this, Gerald taking up, throwing down a plethora of gateways. Gates are on the way. Blink is on the way. Gerald securing himself. And Cham back at home is going to Ling Roach. With that lair getting to Roach speed, no Hydras, no upgrades, no Evo Chamber. Just Ling speed and Roach speed. So Cham is being quite committed here with how he's playing. He's not really thinking further ahead. The Oracle does dish out a lot of damage. And the Queen is going to go down. But we do force a recall and we catch out one of those Stalkers. 1 Stalker and the Adept. And Cham, he's not droning. He's not taking gases. No gases here at the 3rd base. No droning at the 4th. He has bases. He has larva. And what's he doing with it? Making roaches. Making roaches, Lings, and this looks like a 3-base all-in. Well, I should say it's still under a 3-base economy, but more or less 3-base all-in here out of Cham. Is moving out. There is a wall. Forcing warp-ins. Trying to keep Gerald busy. Coming from left, coming from the right. Again, Cham, he hasn't made a drone in quite some time. He's knocking down those rocks. And it's all or nothing for Cham. And Gerald, he doesn't know. He hasn't seen this yet. He's seen the Lings. And he spots the rocks. He knows. He sees the rocks being knocked down. That is a tell. And we need warp-ins. We need shield batteries. Roaches are revealed. Lings coming in from behind. Stasis gets baited. Decent stasis goes off. And there is a shield battery. There's 1 shield battery here at the 3rd base. Void Race on the way. And Cham, he starts stepping in. He's going for the kill. He wants those Stalkers. He wants them. He ignores the economy. Stalkers are getting pinned down. Some of them do escape, but not all of them. Most of them actually, they fall. Oh my god. Tries to blink away, but a much better trade for Cham. He shut down the army. He chased down how many? 13 Stalkers. And there's barely anything left. And Cham with the killer instinct. He annihilates the 3rd. It takes down all the Zealots. There is 1 Void Ray on the way, but this 3-base all-in is overwhelming. And Cham, he knocks down the expansion. And he needs to just keep going. As the army's building up. The army is building up. Void Ray has arrived. And Cham now can just focus on the main push. There's a handful of Stalkers remaining. But Lings are everywhere. Yeah, Lings in the mineral line. Stalkers, they blink up into the main. There's 4 Stalkers left. Void Ray's popping up, but he won't save the base. Cham, he's done it. As he breaks down the 3rd, breaks down the 4th, and now he's pushing in for the kill. Going for the natural. And Gerald just doesn't really have much left over. He has a handful of Stalkers. Again, the initial dive from Cham was critical. As he caught he caught almost every single stalker. Remember, it was 13. He caught 13 stalkers. And then just sent it. Boys being pulled away. Natural is now compromised. Cham still just rallying across the map. GG gets called, and Cham, he will take game number 2, tying up the series 1-1. GG. GG, well played. And we spoke about it in the lead up to this game about how the pressure is on Gerald to scout and to confirm droning, confirm saturation, confirm the economy. As a reminder, Cham, he didn't take his gases at the 3rd, and he did not drone up his 4th or his 5th. He had bases, he had hatcheries, but no drones. And Gerald, he did not see this. He did not confirm, did not see the lack of saturation, did not see the lack of gases. He did not see what was being produced. He was caught with his pants down. Gerald, he did a great job initially harassing, but in the follow-up, that's where the scouting was lacking there for Gerald. Alas, he did realize what was happening as it was moving out across the map when it was halfway across at those rocks, but by then, it was too little too late, and Cham did overwhelm. And with that, GG, well played. We have a series. We have a back and forth. Let's go. And once again, I feel like I have to reiterate, the pressure's on Gerald to figure out what the hell Cham's doing. It's on Gerald to scout, because we know that aggression's going to be coming his way, but what form of aggression? That's the question. What kind of all-in? As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Streamer Zone, being forced into a tied series. Can he take a lead? It is Gerald. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Zerg player from the land of Mexico, tying up the series. Can he take the lead instead? As momentum is on his side, it is Cham. Here we go. As once again, Gerald, he moves out, and he is in position to block and deny the expansion. He'll block the natural, and he forces the unnatural natural out of Cham. Gerald, he confirms. So far, so good. And welcome one and all. Welcome to Amygdala, one of the larger maps in the map pool. It is in these larger maps where I would favor Gerald. Smaller maps like Amygdala, Ley Lines, Ultra Love, and even El Dorado is where I would favor Cham. But on larger maps like Amygdala, Abyssal Reef, Neon Violet Square, is where I would favor Gerald. King's Cove as well. Alas, I'm not privy to the vetoes. I'm not familiar with what maps were vetoed or the order of what is coming up ahead of us. We're all going to find out together. It's going to be a surprise. We'll see how we settle in. Now, when it comes to this map, as we mentioned, it is one of the larger maps in the map pool. Likewise, it is easier to defend and to get into the mid to late game here on Amygdala. One of the reasons for this is because the attack paths are very limited on this map because of all these rocks. Because of all these rocks, you can really only push in from the north side, the top side, or the southern side instead. It is easy to scout because of the Zelnagas. There's one in each location, scouting each main attack path as well. So when it comes to scouting an all-in or scouting a push or scouting aggression, it is you will get a bit of a heads up earlier ahead of time to respond. Likewise, because of the linear attack paths here, it is really difficult to rotate between them, to rotate between the top base or the southern base. So likewise, it is easier to defend and easier to maintain your initial 4-base setup. Getting towards a later game, it can be more difficult just because in a later game, that's when the rocks get knocked down, right? The rocks, they get knocked down, attack paths open up, and then it can be more difficult to keep up with army rotations in the late game. But as I mentioned before, Cham isn't really a late game kind of player here. We expect aggression, we expect all-ins. Now, an all-in that we have seen be very prevalent and very popular on this map from the Zerg side is German taxis. As you can imagine, why have German taxis been very popular? I mean, if you don't know, it's Drop Lord all-in. Drop Lord all-ins have been very common, very popular on this map. The reason for it is because Drop Lords, they don't care about your terrain, they don't care about your rocks. They just go straight down mid, straight over the gold bases, and straight into the natural. They can hit real fast and real quick. But we'll keep an eye on Cham. So now Adepts, they do move out. They threaten the bases. Lings are keeping up. Gerald, he backs up. Behind this Stargate open into the Oracle. Third base is on the way. Unlike the previous game, it's going to be more difficult for Cham to really apply pressure to this third. He's moving up with the Lings, but already Adepts are in position. There's 2 Adepts here at the expansion, and the Oracle moves out. Oh, the turtle's so bright. Ah. Let's go. Lings have arrived. They're trying to force the Adepts out of their position to get us around. But alas, they're going to be forced back. Oracle parked in between the bases. Fast Twilight Council here out of Gerald. Ooh, going for a more aggressive follow-up here. Now, this could be one of 2 things. This could be either fast Blink or fast Glaives. As the drone gets caught. Larva as well. No major damage, but damage nonetheless. So nicely done here with the first Oracle. Phoenix on the way. Okay, I mean, the Phoenix will be hunting down the Overlord, will be denying vision, denying scouting, which means this has to be Glaives, right? What do you have? What do you have for us? No, never mind. This does feel a little bit odd from Gerald. It's a little bit disrupted. Bit of an awkward transition here. Just because the upgrade is going to be delayed. Oh, okay. That's why it looks weird, because it is weird. I was like, where's the tech? What's going on? It's going to be a delayed forge into a Templar Archives into an Archon drop. Now, this is not your typical Archon drop build. It's a little bit messy. The reason for this, typically when you go for an Archon opener, you open up Robo. The reason for this, you go Robo first, so you have a War Prism in timed for the High Templar to go for your Archons across the map. Here, there's no Robo, so there's no War Prism, so there's no drop. There's no Archon drop here. So this is a little bit messy, is what I will say. It's not Ronaldinho, it's messy. As the first Overlord goes down, diving on top of the Queens, we have a Transfuse! Oh, we missed a Transfuse. A big misstep there from Cham. Likewise, up to shed into the mineral line, they're going to be shut down. Storm is on the way. So instead, we have like a more defensive setup here. Delayed Blink into Storm, and we're going to be stuck at home. There's no Archon Harass. I'll be honest, this build feels a little bit off the cuff. It feels a little bit, what's what I'm looking for? Inspired? No. It'll come to me. Improvised, that's it. It feels a little bit improvised from Gerald. But we're getting there. From here, Cham going into Mutas, of course. Spire is on the way behind the main base. So far, no scouting. Oracles and Phoenixes, they've been kept at bay. And Mutas, they can catch Geralt off guard. You may be thinking, isn't there a Muta? Sorry, isn't there a Phoenix? I mean, there is, but only one. But there is going to be anti-air. Blink and Storm, I mean, all things that shoot up. But the mineral lines are going to be exposed. Catching out a couple of drones. 3 drones going down. Phoenix taking a lot of hits, taking a lot of damage. The Spire is almost done. And Cham has been backing up minerals and gas this entire time. Backing up so many resources. And here they come. 9 Mutas. 9 Mutas on the way. 6, 7 drone kills. Takes out the Phoenix. No more Phoenixes. Cham, he threatens a push. He forces a warp in. There's the energy overcharge here on the High Templar for Storm. But the main base is exposed. The natural is exposed as well. Geralt, he's not ready for Muta defense. He has an army, that is true. But the Mutas, they should be avoiding it. There we go, they're rotating over towards that natural. Fleet Beacon on the way for Geralt, taking up towards Sky Toss. So this does look like really safe, really defensive play, I should say. Really defensive play here. He's got Storm defensively. He's got Stalkers pushing in towards a 4th base, expanding towards his opponent. But here come the Mutas. They hit the natural. And probes are going down. And brutal damage at the same time. Cham going for that 4th. Nothing to defend. 10 probe kills already. 13 workers going down. 4th base gets denied. And Geralt, he's being pulled apart. Yeah, completely pulled apart at this point. Cham can keep going. He can go for the 3rd. He can, and he will. He's making his way towards the 3rd base. Now there is Storm. Storms are getting ready. Bailey's rolling in. First Storm does connect. Second Storm as well. And there's 2 more Storms. Oof. Yeah, brutal connections. Link Bane, they do nothing. The Muse being forced back, catching out the Oracles. Roach is moving in. Banelings, there's still plenty left over. The mineral line! No! He warps in! Oh my god, he's barely holding on. Massive connections. 29 probes. And this may just be too much. Templar exposed. They're going down one after the other. Massive pickups. And Gerald, he has been pulled apart. Piles, they connect. They rain down in the mineral line. Mutants are still wreaking havoc, by the way. They're still up and running. Cham's main army is being forced back, but the mutants, they have popped off. 39 probe kills. And back at home, Cham freely mining from 3 bases, 68 workers. Building up more Lingbane Roach. Getting up to 46 worker kills. And Gerald, he just cannot keep up. Again, the mutants, they just completely blindsided him. He had no idea. And with that, Cham once again going for that mineral line, what little is left. Does crash into the High Templar. Gets up to 50 probes. 50 workers going down. At this point, Gerald, he has to go all in. He has to just counterattack. It's all or nothing for Gerald. Does have an army to work with. He's in Storm. He's in Storm. High Templar goes down. And all Cham has to do is survive the counterattack. Survive the all-in. As the mutants are finally cleaned up. All the mutants go down. Cham backing off, taking gases. Hydrogen is on the way, and Cham has a massive lead, a massive advantage. Knocking down those rocks. Allowing for easier rotations. Oh. As the Ravagers are being focused down. And Gerald, he's stuck at home. He's stuck at home. Has yet to push. Zelda might get spotted. Cham, he responds to it. We'll chase it down. Now, behind this, Cham hasn't been droning. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I wouldn't be opposed to Cham even getting up to like 72 workers. I mean, he has the freedom. Like, I would want to see Cham just saturate his 4th base, but it's Cham. So droning up is on the last thing of the like it's not going to be what he prioritizes here. There we go. 5 drones on the way, but there's a lurker den. Still making more Ling at Hydra. Couple of Banelings. Oh no, the High Templar! They get surrounded! And 3 High Templar go down. 1 even. The others 2 morph into an Archon. Nice pickups here by Cham. Still poking in. Gaining value. But again, I am concerned with Cham's lack of droning. Because Gerald, he's catching up. He's slowly recovering. Now, the goal base will make up for that, true. Like, even though Cham's drone count is very low, he's like just above 3 base saturation with his drone counts. The goal base, it makes up for it. So he's allowed to be on the low drone counts. We will allow it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I still would prefer more drones, 100%. As Cham would be in a much better position. As it stands, Gerald, he still has a chance to recover. Remember, the fleet beacon is done, and the mothership's now on the way. Mothership, more High Templar, more Immortals. The army is small, but the quality is there. Quality is there. Cham splitting up his forces, going into lurkers. No Spire yet. Cham, he has not scouted the fleet beacon or the mothership. He's moving out. The hive has just begun. Cham now joining up to 70. Better saturation. As he's moving in. Likewise, Storms, they pop up. High Templar, they're going down. High energy High Templar as well. Let's do High Templar falling. Mothership has arrived. There is some detection. But still, there's going to be a rough trade for Cham. Oh, Cham, he zones away the ground army. Tries to at least. Yeah, big splash shots going up. Immortals going down. But there's going to be an expensive loss here for Cham. As these lurkers are exposed. Yeah, lurkers are going to be going down. Cham going to be losing everything here. Losing every single lurker. And Gerald, he has momentum. Momentum is on his side. Gerald, he has a larger army. And again, if Cham had an economy, then he'd be okay, but he doesn't. And he's going to be denied the gold. Oh my god. Gerald, he's bouncing back in this game. The comeback is real. Denies the gold base. At the same time, his own gold also being denied. Hatchery's under fire. And I would say currently Gerald has a better army. Gerald, he has the stronger army. Remember, that was how many lurkers going down? That was 13. Brutal storms. And Cham's in trouble. Is in trouble here. As Gerald is ahead. 100%. At this point, Gerald, he has the better economy. He has the better army. Gerald is ahead, catching out these Hydras as well. And Cham is bleeding out too much. He's up against the wall. Gerald, he's got the gold. And Gerald's getting further ahead from this point. Like Cham, he had such a strong lead. But again, he chose not to drone. Like that's it happens. He got too excited. Nice catch. Gets an immortal. Gets an immortal. Catching out the Archons as well. Gets one. Not bad. Likewise, lurk harass on the left-hand side. Again, there's a lot of pressure on Cham to do this. To like harass, to mass harass. And so far, he's doing okay. Gets a couple of key units here and there, but he's running out of lurkers. He's trading out a lot of his army. And he cannot fight this main army. Again, this main army, he has to avoid it at all costs. As Cham would lose everything if he fights this. Buying time just to saturate that gold. 20 more Hydras on the way. Once again, gold base is denied. Catching up the mineral line. And GG gets called. Gerald, the comeback is real. And Gerald, he will take game number 3, taking a lead 2-1 in the series. Whew, GG. Oh my god, GG, well played. Gerald does take a lead. Again, Cham had a very strong advantage in this game. He was able to cripple his opponent with the mutas, was able to pull Gerald apart. But as we mentioned, Cham, he made the choice not to drone, not to saturate. Because of that, he did not have a strong lead. He had a lead, but again, not a strong one. And we saw Gerald recover, bounce back, had the greater army, and of course was able to deny mining himself. GG. GG, well played. Whew. Again, a very strong comeback there by Gerald, and Cham, again, finding out the hard way that sometimes you have to back off, know when you have a lead, and get further ahead. He just committed with the aggression. I mean, again, that's the kind of player that Cham is. We mentioned it at the time, after Cham had the advantage, I was like, I would like to see some drones, and yeah, Cham, he's not one to drone. He's not one to drone up. Not one to saturate. He tried to keep the pressure up, and Gerald, he was able to defend, survive, and bounce back. GG. GG, well played. Here we go. We're getting into our next game. We're going to be loading into ley lines. Let's go. Let us go. And we'll see if Cham can bounce back. I mean, I'm hoping for an ace match. I'm hoping for a game 5, but the pressure is on. And Gerald, he needs one more game to take it all. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have the Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Streamer Zone, leading the series 2-1, one game away from becoming our champion. It is Gerald. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Mexican Zerg player from the land of Mexico. We have the blue Zerg down in the series. Again, he was so close to taking a lead in this series as well. He was ahead, he was winning, and then it all just slipped through his fingers. Can he bring it back? Can he force the ace match? It is Cham. Let's go. Bring it back, Papi, bring it back. Give us the ace match. Give us a game 5. Whew. Again, that was a very intense game on Amygdala. Very intense. I don't believe we're going to see mutas again, though. I don't believe we're going to be seeing mutas again here from Cham. Again, it's something that you can rely on once in a series. Doing it multiple times is risky, as your opponent is going to be more on top of scouting and checking for that spire. But now, Cham going hatch, pull gas. Going for his opener. Once again, forcing the unnatural natural. And Geralt is setting up back at home. catching up with the chat. I love watching Zero kill Protoss. Oh, maybe next time. Maybe next time. Being able to attack one goal base while defending the other is brutal. For sure. I mean, that's one of the big deciding factors of Amygdala. Something that we didn't bring up, but is true, is whoever has map control has a massive advantage because of that factor, right? Like whoever has map control has their own gold up and running and denies the other, which is like is a huge factor and a huge way to kind of swing things in your favor. It is something that Cham was attempting to maintain, but did lose it. Did lose the map control and lost that game as a result. But now though, we're settling in. It's going to be a Stargate opener once again out of Gerald. Stargate is on the way. Likewise, Cham securing himself. Forcing back the probe. And welcome one all to Ley Lines. Ley Lines is, I would say, one of these smaller maps, at least compared to, you know, your Amygdalas, your Frost Lines, your Abyssal Reefs, or Neo Violet Square, or King's Cove. Is on the smaller side of things, but very defendable. Much more defendable than some of these other maps. When it comes to having your ramp coming into the third base, likewise a ramp coming in towards that center expansion as well. Just a lot of ramps, a little points of elevation. As a result, it is a little bit easier to keep up, to maintain yourself, and to secure yourself on a 4-base economy. The short rush distance can still be a factor though, as all-ins can, or aggression can still be favored, can still work out. And our eyes have to be on Cham again. They have to be. I mean, Gerald did have his own quirky build last game as well, which I wasn't too convinced by. I've never quite seen it, going for like a Twilight Council into Delayed Forge, into Temple Archives without a Robo, into Storm back at home. Like, it was a crazy build out of Gerald, and it was punished. This time we should be seeing something more standard. It should be. As a reminder, Cham, he killed 50 probes last game. 50 work. It was crazy. He had double the worker count of his opponent. Meanwhile, Twilight counter into Forge. Looks like +1 on Blink. Looks like a more standard follow-up. Oracle dips in. Gets turned away. And we'll see when Cham throws down any tech structure. Speaking of, Evo Chamber first. Okay. This does look like +1 melee. We'll see if he goes into melee as an upgrade, which would be a sign of Ling Hydra. Oh, Stasis going up. Lay reaction. Lay reaction there to Cham. 3 probes get caught. All 3 workers get caught. Not bad. Not bad there by Gerald. Dips in towards the natural. Gonna be zoned away. Cham has got his 100 gas. And it is melee. Okay, so it looks like Cham, he intends on skipping Roach production. Oh, that's another stasis. Once again, late reaction. Oh, catching out the Queen this time, and that many more workers as well. 8 drones getting caught. Nicely done. And that's a shit into the natural, and Cham is being pulled apart. Boys are being pulled. The drones are going down. Crazy damage here. And Geralt will take a lead. He will take a lead, catching 5 drones. Station's just now running out. Now, the problem with Cham going Ling Hydra... Oh, never mind. I assumed it was Ling Hydra. It's going to be Lings into Spire into Mutas. Bold move. Bold move here by Cham. But the reality is he has to do something crazy. He has to do something crazy here to bounce back in this game. What I will say, this is different to what we saw last game, as Lings are forced back. Now, if you remember, last game, Cham, he played Roaches. He played Roach Ling initially, Roachling Bane, then into a Spire. He made 12 mutas only to harass. Based on the fact that there is no Roach Warren here, this looks like mass muta. So this is going to be a different approach to previously. Still Spire plays, still mutas, but Cham, his goal here should be to just make mutas and nothing but mutas with Link support as well. So much more committed here at a Cham, and we'll see if he can get away with it. We shall see. As Cham, he needs to gain map control with those Lings. So far, he's keeping at least the Oracles busy. Stalkers are moving out. Cham is expanding, and so far, he is just distracting Gerald. Just buying time. Gerald working towards charge, working towards Temple Archives. Gerald, he has not scattered the main, does not know what's going on. Spire's almost done. And here come the mutas. And again, Cham this time is going to be making that many more mutas as well. I mean, doesn't have the resources yet. There we go, 10 mutas on the way. Stalkers, they hit the expansion. Lings are racing back. Base is getting low. And the Queens are late to respond. There's barely any creep. Lings, they try to catch reinforcements. And the base goes down. Massive pickoff. Fourth base does fall. Again, Cham just taking a lot of losses here. And the mutas have to be used defensively. Not ideal. The mutas are revealed to the Stalkers. Will engage. And will hunt some of them down. Gets 2 Stalkers. Takes down 2 Stalkers. +1 air attack on the way. Again, Cham is committing into mass muta. Trading decently well. Denies the stasis. Not bad. But he's running out of Lings. He needs those Lings to support. And he has to back up. Again, without Lings, the mutas are exposed. Takes down 2 more Stalkers. Pulls away. So far, picking off 9 Stalkers for 2 mutas. Lings, again, they're just there for support. Fleet Beacon, second Stargate. Phoenix production has begun. And I feel like Cham just hasn't got enough momentum. He will catch out that Archon, though. There's still so many Stalkers. Mutas are getting picked up one after the other. Yeah, too many losses, too many trades here in favor of Gerald. Cham losing far too much. He tries to commit. Oh, God. Tries to. Not the best trade. And as the Phoenix count builds up, it's going to become that much more difficult here for Cham. As he's amassing more Phoenixes. Cham trying to dive in. Alas, there's the NG overcharge. And again, behind this Cham, he has a worse economy. He has less workers. Even on bases. Takes down the Oracle at least. But these are still very expensive trades here for Cham, as he's lost 12 mutas already. Ay, ay, ay. Corruptors are on the way. Corruptors, their goal here in this kind of composition is to tank the Phoenixes. So Corruptors are there to tank. Meanwhile, getting up to 17 mutas so far. Revelation still tagging the army. Now, the ideal for Cham would be to get into a mineral line and to start pulling Geralt apart. But right now, he's just going for these main fights. Oh god, does overextend. Bleeding out 2 mutas already. 2 more mutas going down. How many Phoenixes? Up to 6? Oh my god. 6 Phoenixes. The mutas are just getting bullied at this point. And trying to engage, trying to dive in. Geralt, he trades well. Behind this, Phoenix range almost done. Getting to Anion Pulse Crystals. Yeah, he just commits in. Does come into the fight. The Corruptors, they are taking down most of the Phoenixes, though. But he's running out of Lings. Corruptors, oh, they overextend. Getting caught by the Stalkers. Oof. More mutas going down. Storm is almost done. Geralt doesn't want to get caught on creep. Getting forced back. Storm is ready. Ooh, there's the first Storm. And again, the Corruptors doing a great job here, just focusing on those Phoenixes. Mutas, they do break through. They're getting on top of the Stalkers. They're trying to at least. But down to how many? Down to 11. Down to 11 mutas. Cham still trying to overwhelm. Now, the big thing that we're missing here that I would love to see is Archons. If we had like 3 or 4 Archons with the main army, that'd be crazy. But no Archons yet. There was the 1 Archon earlier. Mutas, they do deny the expansion. Not bad. Cham, he takes down the 5th. God, he missed the rotation. Mutas into the natural. Uh-oh. The surround! Comes in for the surround. Storm of the mutas. But the Lings, they're popping up. Lings, they collapse in. They catch out the Phoenixes. The Phoenix aren't going to be reset. And these Stalkers are on their own. Cham, has he done it? Has he caught out the army? Up, up. It looks like he has. Yeah, Stalkers are going down. They're so battered. They're so bruised. The base is going to fall. Lings, they bust into the mineral line. And Cham, he's done it. He has done it. I was concerned earlier with the losses of Cham, but he gets a base. He gets the expansion, knocks it down. Zelse busts into the mineral lines. And Gerald, he was never able to fully support this army. Lost all the phoenixes. The corruptors, they played their part. They played their part, catching out more phoenixes. Whew. Cham will lose the base, but he's almost maxed. He's almost maxed out here with Ling Muta. He's pulling it off. Hi. Diving on the production. Taking down more of the cannons. The mineral line as well. Stalker's out of position. And Gerald's being pulled apart. Is being pulled apart at this point. Yeah, once again depowering the Stargates. Busting into the main. And Gerald, he was holding his own for a lot of this game. But took some rough fights here at the 4th. To take some rough fights. Cham pulling back. Gerald, he's supply blocked. And Cham, the tenacity. Mate, he had such a rough start as well. Like Cham, remember, he was losing bases, losing mutas. He was down in economy. Like it was rough. Ay. But he brought it back. And unlike the previous game, here Cham, he has enough momentum and enough of an army lead that he's okay not droning. Like he's still at like 3 base economy. Like he's still at 67 workers, which is not much, but it's enough. Likewise, collapsing on the High Templar, forcing out the storms. And again, the last bastion of defense here for Gerald. He's going to be overwhelmed. And we are going to the ace match. We're going all the way to game 5. It's what we wanted, Papi. Bring it all the way. Bring it home. GG gets called. And Cham, he will tie up the series 2-2. We're going to game 5. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my god. We're going to game 5. Never go full already with the Phoenixes. Again, the Phoenixes, they initially did really well, but as the Corruptor count gets higher, the Phoenixes, they lose value, right? They lose value. The Corruptors, we did point it out at the time, they were doing a great job at zoning and shutting the Phoenixes down. They were a good counter to that. And again, as we were trying to point out as well, there was no Archon support, right? Like the Archons, they have just such a big role. Why? Because Archons, one, they shoot up, they punish clumping mutas, but they also do a great job at punishing clumping lings as well. It was basically purely Ling Muta and some Corruptors as well. But alas, we were lacking that. Gerald is focusing on more Phoenix production instead. And with that, he was overwhelmed. Whew. And here we go. We're going to that ace match. Let's go. All the way, Pappy. All the way. Oh, good. Jesus. And one way or another, the game ends here. Personally, I mean, I'm just glad we made it to the game 5. It's been very close, very clutch, very back and forth. We've made it to the ace match. These two players very clearly closely skilled. Both Cham and Gerald. And how will the story end? Who comes out on top? Who will be our tussling turtle? Let's find out. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Starchild, we have the red Protoss player, the Polish Protoss, being forced into the ace match. Can he bring it back? Representing Streamer Zone, it is Gerald. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Zerg player. The blue Zerg from Lena, Mexico, tying up the series and forcing the ace match. It is Cham. This build was way worse. When it comes to Cham's build in that last game going mass muta, it's very momentum based. It's all about trading with the Stalkers and keeping the Stalker count low, keeping the army low, basically just because your goal is to win head on. Instead of, going for the mineral lines and crippling the opponent economically, it's all about having control of the air and maintaining that air control as well. It's really difficult to pull off, as we saw, like Cham, like it was not a clean game. It was not a clean game out of Cham. It was very messy. It was very scrappy, but he was able to bring it back in the end. Clutch game. Ay. It was intense, back. It was intense. And welcome, one and all, to Starchild. If you're curious, Starchild, what's going on? Where are we? This is a TLMC map from Team Liquid Map Contest. From the Team Liquid Map Contest. This is not a ladder map. This is a more, I should say, specialized map here for the Team Liquid Map Contest. And basically, ourselves, alongside many other tournament organizers, whether it's the Monday Night Weeklies, whether it's Pigasaur Monday, KSL, Hub Cup, as well as alongside our tournaments, we have all in unison gotten rid of the old maps. I'm referring to Abyssal Reef, Neon Violet Square, and King's Cove. Those 3 old maps from 2018, 2017 have been removed from our tournament map pools, and we have instead replaced them with TLMC maps instead. Of course, there is a new Team Liquid map contest that's just now on the horizon. I believe the submission phase did end last week, so submissions are over, and the judging process will soon commence for the new TLMC. Once that occurs, we will most likely be updating our map pool by incorporating some of the finalists of the next Team Liquid map contest. But this is just a way to spice up the map pool for our tournaments and to keep them relevant as well, and to give a shout out to the hardworking map makers that, of course, do take part in the Team Liquid map contest and do put in a lot of work at making new maps as well. Also, you know, the old maps are a little bit controversial when it comes to the kind of play that they promote. So we're getting rid of them. We got rid of them. We're done. But here we go. Starchild is one of the larger maps of the map pool, is very macro oriented as well. There's a bit of a give and take. On the one hand, the bases themselves are secure initially, so you can safely get up to a 4-base economy. 4 bases you can securely get into, but as the game progresses, you can knock down these rocks, you can open up attack paths, and it can be a little bit easier to rotate between the natural, the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th base as well. So it ideally doesn't really favor too heavily of a turtle style in a longer game, but initially you can secure yourself. Here we go. Likewise, of course, choke points in the center of the map as well. For now, Stargate opener out of Gerald. Going for the Stargate. Left say shade in. For now, Cham, who will shut them down. Making their way into the mineral line. Dumb question, do these map makers get awarded money if they win the contest? They do, they do. Depending on their placements. I could be mistaken. I want to say top 10, maybe top 5 get they do earn for their, of course, trouble and for making their maps. But someone can definitely fact check me on how high you have to place to earn money. But yes, they do earn money in the TLMC. Meanwhile, Lings, they make their way across the map. So far, they shut down the pylon. Pylon goes down. Oracle into the main, gets 3 drone kills. Not bad. 3 workers are picked up. But yes, map makers, they are compensated for the TLMC. For sure. Shout out to Team Liquid, of course, for running the TLMC for as long as they have. And I believe they're sponsored by, I think, Monster and Shopify, I think. If I recall correctly. I mean, everyone knows that Shopify and Toby are very passionate about StarCraft. Very passionate. As we have our double Oracle moving out towards right-hand side. Towards that natural. Likewise, behind this, +1 and Blink on the way. Temple Archives once again. This is the same build that Gerald went for actually on Amygdala. If you remember, I accused Gerald of being a little of improvising when it comes to his builds, but no, clearly he's done this before and he's doing it again. Now, as a reminder, to wind us back to Amygdala, the goal here is to get up to a 3-base economy and to get into Storm. Not to be aggressive though. There's no Archon drop, there's no Storm push across the map. It's a more defensive build here. At the time, Gerald was caught off guard by Mutas, and I mean, you could argue that Cham should have won that game as well. This time though, the lair is just now finishing up. So a later lair here out of Cham. Queen is going to be pounced upon first. Queen goes down. Nice pick up. Lings, they get a surround. Picking up the Adepts. At least most of them. As one Adept does survive. Nice clean up there by the Oracles. Getting on top of the 5th. And there it is. Top 5. Okay. Top 5. Not top 10. So Shatakura for letting us know, but it is top 5 that do earn something in the TLMC. As Again, Gerald, he's just turtling up and building up on 3 bases with Storm with +1. Likewise, Cham, he hasn't really droned up too much. He has bases, that is true, but he has not saturated his 4th base. No saturation, Cham. He's building up his army, Lings and Roaches. You can see he's actually hiding his Roaches at the natural. He's going for the all-in. He's going for a big, I would say, 2.5 base all-in, like still under 3 bases. He's sending everything across the map, and we'll see if he can catch Geralt off guard. The Oracles are out of position. Does not see the move out. Does not see the move out here. Chammy's pushing. So far, unscouted. Gerald, thankfully, he's throwing down side defense. He's ready for mutas. Cannons and shield batteries in the main, cannons and shield batteries in the natural, blindly setting up for mutas when really it's roaches. And now he sees, now he knows. As we get into this fight, big shout to see Grail in the chat for support for 2 years, 24 months. 24 months of support. Thank you so much. God, Bobby God, thank you so much for the support as Storm is done. And here come the High Templar. Roaches from behind. First Storm does connect. Only one Storm. Just the one. The Stalkers are pinned back. The Oracles, they wreak havoc here on the Roaches. Shield batteries, they come into play. And can he break through those Stalkers? Cham rotates. Heads towards the natural instead. So far, Geralt buying time. Extra weapons. Stalkers are amassing. And Cham, he wants those Stalkers. Oh, he wants them. Breaks down the Cybercore. Cybercore does fall. But he doesn't get into the natural, and the longer this goes on, the better it is for Gerald. Now he cannot warp in Stalkers, has to warp in Slow Lots. Charge is not done. Void Ray has arrived. Yo, that Void Ray is going to be huge. Despite that though, Stalkers, they are falling. Oh, they're getting choked up here at the natural. Yeah, a lot of Stalkers are going down. Again, Cham getting to the mineral line. Probes are falling. The 3rd base is going to be broken. But what about the natural? Cham is bleeding out a lot of Roaches here. We'll take down all the probes, catching out more of the Stalkers, and he's pushing towards the natural as well. He's going for it, he's sending it, and Geralt, he's in trouble. Geralt, he was buying time, but again, delayed warp-ins, delayed Stalkers, and it looks like Cham has done it. He breaks the natural base, busts into the mineral line. The one Void Ray can only do so much, as the world is on his shoulders here. The Slow Lots doing what they can, but it's not enough. Cham has done it. He has done it. 32 probe kills. Now he's going for the main. There's nothing at the natural, nothing at the 3rd. Just the main base stands. There's one Stalker to defend. And now a 2nd Void Ray. Cham, actually, he avoids the main. He avoids the main base. Uh-oh. You know what that means? That means the probes are left alive. The probes are left alive. Cham now going for the 3rd. Behind this, Hydrogen on the way, taking gases. Cham, I hope he drones up a little bit. I hope he makes some drones, as Cham is going to back up. So he kills both bases, does crippling damage, and he races back home. He races back home. He doesn't believe he can break the main. Doesn't try to. Doesn't try to break the main base. And Geralt, he has a comparable probe count, but no bases. No bases left over. No mining, just stuck on the 1 base. And Cham, he should have enough to maintain himself, to maintain his lead. He's going in once again. This time, he's got the confidence. He's got it, Pappy. Let's go. Bust into the natural, catching up more probes. And Cham, this time it will not slip through his fingers. We're not going to see a repeat of Amygdala. Not this time. And again, Geralt, he was blindly getting ready for mutas, but it was not muta. It was Roach. As a result, remember, there was no Robo. There was no Robo, no Immortal production. Because of this build, intentionally so, there was no Robo play. So no Immortals. Void Ray production was delayed because, I mean, it didn't begin until the Roaches were spotted. Cham slipping in here with his Lings, once again going for the mineral line. And going for the expansion. Denies the natural. Diving into the main. Going for the pylons. Hydras are amassing. I would still like to see. I mean, I guess it's fine. I'm just traumatized by Amygdala, Pappy. I'm just traumatized. I'm like, we could just back up and drone and just secure ourselves, but it's, you know what? It's Cham. He's rallying across the map. He's got his Hydras. He's got his anti-air. Takes down the Oracle. And there it is. The question marks. GG gets called, and Cham, he will take the series 3-2, and Cham will be this week's Tenacious Turtle Tussle champion. GG. Whew. GG, well played, and a shout out to Bomioja. God, baby God, thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream, hope you had a great ladder session, and you tuned in just in time for the finals. We just wrapped up. It went all the way to the ace match. It was a very clutch series, very back and forth. We had a crazy comeback from Gerald on Amygdala, which is why I was very, very much so tentative. And you could see that's why, as you saw towards the end of the game, or even in the lead up to the all-in, that Gerald was getting ready for blind mutas. So was blindly preparing for mutas because Cham did catch him off guard with muta multiple times in the series. So he was getting ready. Alas, it was not muta. He was banking up roaches off of 57 drones. 57 drone all-in out of Cham. Massling roach. Caught Gerald completely with his pants down. The pants were down. Papi was caught off guard. And with that, Cham claims the win. GG. GG, Papi. GG. GG, well played, congratulations. And again, shout out to Gerald, of course. Shout out to Gerald for making it here to the shout out to Gerald for making it to the finals, of course. Big shout out. Oh. And so un momento, as we are setting up and we are settling in. Hold on, Chamy's asking. He's asking something. Let's see. There we go. Letting him know. Letting him know. Let him know. But GG, well played. Congratulations here at Cham. So far, earning himself 115 USD. GG, well played. Big shout out to Protostegosaurus and Blakadooz for donating to the prize pool as well. Big shout out. Of course, top 4 players do get paid out. So much love. Much love, much support. Oh. GG, well played. GG, well played. But yeah, with that, thanks for watching. With that, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry, I was just messaging some players, just catching up in the chat as well. Just catching up. Cham doing it. He did it, Pappy. He did it. Didn't Gerald used to be good? I mean, he is good. What do you mean? Gerald is good. So is Cham. Oh, don't be a clown, Pappy. Don't be a clown. The most tenacious turtle has been found. Exactly, exactly. He is the turtle. He's the turtle. Yo, you were thermal as well, Pappy. Oh my god. Speaking of, for those that are maybe looking to compete themselves as well, I mean, one, this event is open to all players, all regions, all shapes, all sizes as well. But we will also be, of course, I say we'll be, Euthermal is going to be hosting a 2v2 tournament over the weekend. We will not be casting it live, but we'll be helping to run the event as well. That is going to be on Saturday, if I recall correctly, depending on where you're on the world. Saturday/Sunday. So do look forward to that. It's going to be amazing, going to be beautiful. Do look forward to it. Do look forward. Otherwise, GG. GG, well played. What am I doing? When it comes to the question marks, I think it's because I think Gerald was just caught off guard by the all-in, right? Like, I think he just obviously, as we were mentioning, wasn't quite familiar with it. Did catch him off guard. Like, it's Euthermal. Euthermal. Yeah, when's the next time you're playing, Papi? Yo, when's the next time? We need some more Mexican representation. As Euthermal, now, one of us. Part of LATAM. Salsa tequila, if you will. It was quite a series. If you missed out on the event, I do recommend checking out the VODs. It was a crazy back and forth between Cham and Gerald, so I do recommend it. And I'm sure we're going to be seeing more of these two as well in the coming days, even in the 2v2 event. I think in the last event we saw Cham play with Special. We had the special duo between Juanito and Cham previously. We'll see if they make a return. We'll see if they shake up their teams and if they find some other partners instead. Likewise, I want to say that Gerald also competed, so look forward to seeing them once again over the weekend. I'm usually a little tired in the evening already. I understand. Fair enough. I know it can be quite stamina kind of enduring. It can be quite difficult to play through an event like this, you know, especially when it comes to like waiting for matches and stuff like that. For sure. It was a relatively fast series though. Fast tournament today. Fast tournaments. Ooh, just reaching that 4-hour mark, and with that, thanks for watching. With that, we're wrapping up here for the morning. We're wrapping up for the day. We're going to be live though later on, as we are live every single day, multiple times a day here on the Cranky Ducklings. Let's switch the scenes over and catch up on the schedule. Here we go. Again, if you enjoyed the broadcast, if you want some more action, more StarCraft, we got you covered here. Over the next 2 days, we have Alima League. Friday and Saturday is going to be a 2-day event, Alima League. This is the winter finals, so we have plenty of casting coming up. Likewise, later on tonight, in how many hours time? In around 6? Yeah, around 6 hours time, we're going to be live with the podcast. What is the podcast, you might ask? That is our weekly talk show. Every single week, we do go over all the news of the week in StarCraft 2. This week we're going to be talking about the Choba interview. Choba, he had an interview recently with Zombie Grub, a 2-parter, so we're going to be going over and dissecting that. Likewise, all the results of the week as well. There's also other news. Rotterdam, he recently did announce, or he did kind of reveal that SC2 was going to be at EWC. It did sound like he had some behind the scenes news as to that. It was trying to kind of, you know, let people know that it's okay to calm down, that it is going to be on the horizon. So that was a clip that was released a couple of hours ago. Likewise, we have the StarCraft Evolution returning, the StarCraft Evolution League. So that did return last week, going over those results as well, and many other tournaments throughout the course of the week. So plenty to go over, plenty to indulge in. So check that show out in 6 hours time. Likewise, on Friday, we're going to be casting the Kung Fu Cup Warcraft 3 edition. That's going to be after Alima League. Likewise, we have Master Swan Open as well, and Sparkling Tunic Cup. Plenty of content throughout the week, plenty of content that we're going to be covering here. You might be curious, you might be thinking, hold up, why is there an empty space on Sunday before Sparkling Tunic Cup? Well, that's when we're going to be adminning Euthermal's tournament. We are leaving that slot open because that is when Euthermal's 2v2 event is going to be taking place. In between MSO and STC is Euthermal's 2v2 tournament, and again, we're going to be working behind the scenes adminning that event as well. So that's why that slot is left open. So do check it out over on Euthermal or Steadfast's channel. I believe Euthermal's going to be streaming his POV and casting if he gets knocked out, and Steadfast is going to be covering that event as well, as alongside all these other language casters, I'm sure. So do check that out. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. I'm going to go get some rest. I'm going to go get some food as well and get ready for the podcast, as I still have to finish watching the Choba interview. I still have to finish watching it. I believe I'm halfway through, so yeah, I'm getting there. I've also been taking notes as well, so we can have something to discuss. What else is on our topic list for the podcast? Hold on, just to give you guys a teaser. So we have the Choba interview, we have SCL, we have EWC. Oh, I didn't even know this. Inexorable. He left Platinum Heroes. Okay, so we have some some new roster changes that we're going to be getting into as well. Going over the Super event. Looks like there was a Race Wars tournament. There was, of course, the SC Evo show match. There's a lot to get into. So we got you covered. We got you covered there on the podcast. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. I'm a little afraid of getting Protoss. I can't. Yo, did you see Miguelito? Mate, Vindicta popped off. Hold on. You can Terran them. It's crazy. Sorry, just quickly going over the bracket here. If you missed out on the event, Vindicta, he took down Mute, he took down Christiana as well. Did fall to Gerald in the end, but mate, Migs, he had a crazy performance this week. Miguelito. He had a good run. Well, you could too. Just saying. That could be you, Mark. Could be you. Ah. Hopium. But yeah, shout out to all the competitors here tonight, whether it's Vinicta, Nikic as well. We had Jumi ruining his sleep schedule to compete. Christiana, likewise, he's a rare sight when it comes to these events. Cham, Rebellion, Nicaract. Much love. Much love to all the players. Get some sleep. I might get a little bit of rest. We'll see. We'll see. I have some catching up to do when it comes to work. Like I have a lot of VODs to edit, a lot of scheduling to do for YouTube. But otherwise, thank you so much. Otherwise, thank you so much. We're going to be heading off for the night. If you wish, you can stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft stream a raid. Also, if you want to support us monetarily, you can do so via Patreon. !Patreon in the chat, and you will be able to support our other events. Events like Sparkling Tunic Cup, Master Sworn Open, and Sea Duckling Open as well. Bam, we have you covered there. So again, our Patreon does fund those tournaments, does not fund the Tenacious Turtle Tussle. Turtle Tussle is solely funded via Maturino and via, you know, passionate members in the community, but our other events are funded via Patreon, so you can help us grow them and help us boost those prize pools as well. So that's so you can support us there if you wish. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. We're going to be heading off, and we'll be back in 6 hours time. Until then, take care. Take care, everyone. Take care, papi. Take care. Again, consider following us on YouTube. Again, we do publish VODs on a daily basis. Plenty of content on YouTube and plenty more content to come. Otherwise, we'll see you guys either later on tonight for the podcast or tomorrow for a Lima League. We'll see you next time. Until then, thanks for watching. Congratulations to Cham. And we'll see you when we see you. Hasta luego. Ciao, papi. Ciao. Hasta luego.